Laker legend Magic Johnson, Earvin Magic Johnson, has decided that he would like to join the bandwagon on how to honor Bill Russell, the NBA icon who passed away, the Celtic legend who died a few days ago. And so if you didn't see this, maybe you missed this one, Magic has made a decree. What is that decree, you ask? Magic Johnson has called for NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to retire Bill Russell's number 6 league-wide. Now, Bill Russell, a Celtic legend, his number is retired by the Boston Celtics, but that's not enough. Magic says that they should give Russell the same honor Major League Baseball did to pay homage to Jackie Robinson, whose number 42 was retired across Major League Baseball. Russell, the biggest winner for an athlete in North American industrial complex sports history. 13 seasons in Boston, 11 titles. And Bill Russell also, we've learned about his life. If you didn't know about Bill Russell's life, you've learned about it. If you've been paying attention here since he passed away, a big activist and also the first African-American coach in the NBA. And he was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom years ago. So let us discuss the question. Magic Johnson, again, Magic saying the NBA should retire number 6 across the entire operation for Bill Russell. Do you agree or disagree? So I'm going to disagree with this. I've got prisoner, gremlins, and whataboutism. And we will connect all of these things together. So first of all, I am willing to be the bad guy. It's not about Bill Russell. It's about the gesture. Magic Johnson's heart is in the right place, but I will be the voice of reason here. I'll be the adult in the room. This is not the move that should be made. When someone of prominence passes away, there are always the knee-jerk, over-the-top reactions. This is a tradition. Now, in the past, people kept these thoughts to themselves, but in the age of social media, it's not kept to yourself anymore. Everything's tossed out there. For example, a few years ago when Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter accident in L.A., there was a campaign to make him the new NBA logo, to dump Jerry West as a logo and make Kobe as a logo. And on the NBA, realizing that that was a spur-of-the-moment thing, put that down, and they didn't do anything on that. But now that Bill Russell has passed, and Bill lived a full life, Kobe did not live a full life, Bill Russell did, and he has now moved on, and now we have to retire number 6 across the NBA. So to me, this is a teachable moment. And the lesson is to not be a prisoner of the moment. That when something happens like this, a legend, we're sports fans, so a legend in sports, but it happens in Hollywood also and with famous people across the board. Don't be a prisoner of the moment. Take 3 steps back, grab a paper bag, don't hyperventilate, and let calmer heads prevail. That's what I'm saying. Now, secondly, why is it our position that universal jersey retirements are a bad idea? Because, I'll tell you, jersey retirements in general are a bad idea. And it's not against, per se, Bill Russell. It's nothing personal. We have been very consistent. I've been doing this job a long time. And on this topic, I'm paid to give opinions. This is my opinion. Jersey retirements are like gremlins. They started out harmless, cute and playful. And just like gremlins, you give them a little water, right? Give them a little water, feed them after midnight. What happens? This is a tradition that started simple enough, and things have gotten completely out of hand. They've multiplied. This started in 1934, so it's been over 80 years. We're closing in on the 85th anniversary of this, and before you know it, it'll be 100 years. But the practice dates to 1934. The very first professional sports franchise to retire a number. You know who it was? You don't? You're not a hockey fan. Because if you were a hockey fan, you would know. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto Maple Leafs gave this to the sporting world. The first number ever retired was someone by the name of Irvine Wallace Bailey. better known as Ace Bailey. He wore number 6, just like Bill Russell wears number 6. He was a hockey player. Ace Bailey had to retire because he got hit. I think it was a game against the Boston Bruins, and he fractured his skull. He was a very popular player in the 1930s. He had a hemorrhaging of the brain. He was in a coma. He didn't die. He lived a full life, lived to be in his 80s, but he couldn't play hockey again. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, to honor him, retired his jersey. And I believe it was another almost 60 years before they retired another jersey. Now, we are of the belief that no one should have their jersey retired. There are other ways to give tributes. I love what pro football does. And we are fully on board with the Ring of Honor. The Ring of Honor. I'm not even against statues because I don't have to see your statues. You can put statues up if you want, but the Ring of Honor is fine. You can canonize your favorite athlete's name. The name is more important than a jersey number. When you're born, your parents give you a name. They don't give you a number. They give you a name. The name is what's important. That's what you're known as. So honor the name. You don't have to honor the number. And I think another great thing about not retiring numbers is there's a lot of colleges do this, college football, where they have certain numbers that if you wear that number, it's a big deal because legends wear that number. I know, for example, at USC, University of Southern California, number 55 is a big deal, right? That you wear that number, you're a linebacker, you're a stud. And that's a big thing. And the same thing at other universities. And so I like that as a tribute. And rather than retiring the number, you give it out, but you only give it out to people that are worthy of wearing such a hallowed number. That's a tribute. And then when that player does something, well, they're given that honor, that they're wearing a very special number. All right, final thought. So I'm against the universal number retirement thing. So what else can the NBA do to pay tribute or to honor Bill Russell? Well, the NBA has already named an award for Russell. If you watch the NBA Finals, chances are you saw Stephen Curry win the Bill Russell Finals MVP award. It's been like that since 2009. Russell, one of his nicknames when he played for the Celtics, was the Secretary of Defense. And so that's a wonderful tribute that he picked up, Finals MVP. And you combine that if you want. Every team, if the NBA says every team has to put Bill Russell's name up, but not his jersey, just put his name up and have a little poster or whatever you want to put up there in the arena or a banner that says Bill Russell, NBA legend, blah, 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 blah. But you also go down a slippery slope when you start retiring all kinds of numbers across the board. And there's some teams that are just addicted to this, the Yankees, the Celtics. There's certain teams that just go over the top. It's not Whataburger. It's called whataboutism. As in, okay, so you're going to retire Bill Russell because he's worthy of being retired all the way across the board. Well, what about Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan really shepherded the entire new era of the modern-day superstar. Like Magic and Bird started it, but then Jordan took it to the next level. And without Michael Jordan, the players of today would not be making nearly as much money as they are. And then you can make the argument about Kobe Bryant. You can go down, if I'm not a LeBron fan, but if you want, should everyone retire their man purse because of LeBron James? Where do you draw the line in the sand? For example, you want to play this game? Mentioned it's a slippery slope. What about Earl Lloyd? Earl Lloyd was the first black player in the NBA. And he played for the team that no longer exists, the Washington Capitals. Should they retire the NBA his number? Baseball retired Jackie Robinson's number. Why doesn't basketball retire Earl Lloyd's number? He wore number 11. He actually wore a couple different numbers, but that was the number he wore in Washington. And if not, why not? He wasn't good enough as a player. He only averaged 8 points a game, and he was kind of a journeyman player. That's why. So this is the argument. So if you do the Ring of Honor, then you're good. You just put the name up. That's the Ring of Honor. That's the way to do it.